I'm just gonna double check to make sure.
Yeah,
As
always
I
double
always do.
check it
I
now.
really forgot to make an intro. And we are live. Hello and welcome to This Date in History, aka TDH. This show is all about the events that occurred today and years past, both recognized by actual historians, but mainly things that we personally find intriguing enough for us to bring to you. The sources of this information comes from the smart device application Today in History, What Happened Today in History,
Historical calendar.
and the website onthisday.com. For links to those sources, music, and anything else we gather throughout the show, check the description, underbar, sidebar, whatever it is anymore, I don't know. I am Xander.
I am Lunk.
And you are you. Anyway, on with the show. Today is Sun's Day, also known as Sunday, February 27th, 2022. Starting us off in the year 380, the Edict of Thessalonica, in which Emperor Theodosius I and his co-emperors Gratian and Valentinian II declared their wish that all Roman citizens convert to Nicene Christianity.
Nice and it sounds.
Yeah.
The way they make it sound like nice. That'd be nice if you become nice.
Actually, it's nicely. It is nice. It's nice and neat. Something like that.
Nice and neat. Don't mind me. Also in 425, University of Constantinople is founded by Emperor Darius II at the urging of Ela Ecosia.
You want to try that again? You were robotic-y the entire time.
425, the University of Constantinople is founded by Emperor Darius II at the urging of his wife, Elia Ecosia.
Interesting.
Edorsia. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edorsia.
Go universities. Well, not today's universities, but at least back then. Oh, I don't know.
Hey, this one was made by his nagging wife, so,
Yeah. Yeah. Jumping on up to 907, Abaji, a Khitian chieftain, was enthroned as Emperor Taizu, establishing the Liao dynasty in northern China.
oh.
Nice.
Also, the 1560, the Treaty of Berwick, which would expel the French from Scotland, is signed by England and the Lords of the Congregation of Scotland.
Yeah. Well,
Damn.
there no Jaquas in my lands.
Damn, I didn't know they had a Berwick in Scotland. Well, Treaty of Berwick. That's actually a town in Louisiana called Berwick.
Well, you know what? Maybe that's why it's called Treaty of Berwick, because it sounds like maybe it's a French word, and the French were being expelled from Scotland because they were taking it over. Kind of like how a certain type of people are taking over the Pacific Southwest, but yeah. Jumping up to 1594, Henry IV was crowned King of France. Nice.
Yes, yep. Also in 1617, Sweden and Russia signed the Treaty of Stolbovo, ending the Agrarian War and shutting Russia out of the Baltic Sea. Get out.
Then in 1627, Yuan Konukuan was appointed governor of Liandong after leading the Chinese into a great victory against the Manchurians under Nareshi. Cool.
Nice. Also, 1700s, the island of New Britain is discovered by Europeans. I guess in America.
Where is New Britain? Let me look that up here. Where is New Britain? No, island. Oh, Papua New Guinea. Okay. So yeah, New Britain became Papua New Guinea. Jumping up to 1776, during the American Revolutionary War, the Battle of Moores Creek Bridge in North Carolina broke up a Loyalist militia. Interesting.
Oh, bunch of loyalists.
Silly Loyalists.
Yeah. Also, 1782, American Revolutionary War. The House of Commons of Great Britain vote against further war in America.
Yeah. Until 1812, when they made a mistake,
Yeah.
you know. We kicked your limey ass out, you bunch of Brits. Stay out. Stay out.
You pommy. Stay out, you pommy cunts.
This is America.
Wow.
Moving on up to 1801, pursuant to the District of Columbia Organic Act of 1801, Washington, D.C. was placed under jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress. Let's see.
Okay.
Pursuant. So, hold on. District of Columbia Act of 1801. So I think the District of Columbia Act, to which the President appointed officers, including U.S. judges, a marshal, and attorney, and justices of the peace. This act divided the federal district into Alexandria and Washington counties to set up a court system for both. Okay. All right. So yeah, this is when it went into effect for something. It looks like. What does pursuant mean? Pursuant means in accordance with. So in accordance with this thing, Washington D.C. was placed under the jurisdiction of the U.S. Congress. Okay, so that makes sense.
Yes. Also in 1809, the action of February 27th, 1909, Captain Bernard Duaubayard captured HMS Proserpine.
Interesting. 3 years later, in 1812, during the Argentine War for Independence, Manuel Belgrano raised the flag of Argentina in the city of Rosario for the first time. Go Argentina! Argentina. Also in 1812, poet Lord Byron gave his first address as a member of the House of Lords in defense of the Luddite violence against industrialism in his home country of Nottinghamshire.
Byron!
Byron?
Byron!
Byron!
Also in 1844, the Dominican Republic gains independence from Haiti.
Cool.
Yes.
What is that? 16 years later, in 1860, Abraham Lincoln made a speech at Cooper Union in the city of New York that is largely responsible for his election to the presidency. Nice.
Nice. Also in 1870, the current flag. 1864, the American Civil War. The first Northern prisoners arrived at the Confederate prisons at Andersonville, Georgia.
Andersonville was a notoriously bad prison. Like, much of the South had really bad prisons as far as POW camps and all that stuff, but Andersonville was horrifying. They actually, imagine like a circle, that's the prison. Like, it's an open air. It's not like, a facility. It's just like, they just built a bunch of log pylons for the walls. And it's essentially like a fort to keep people in. And there was like a 10 meter wide demarcation line between the wall and the point of no return. And if any prisoners even set 1 foot, 1 toe over that line, they were immediately shot on sight. No questions. Just boom, you're gone. And because of a horrible maintenance of the place, there's a lot of swampiness inside of it. There wasn't much food and water to go around. There's things stagnant. People died of cholera. It was horrible. There's a movie called Andersonville that I suggest you watch. For one of the few times I think I've seen a movie that you haven't. But yeah, it was a horrible, horrible place, Andersonville. So, yeah. Jumping up to 1870, the current flag of Japan was first adopted as the national flag of Japanese merchant ships.
Rising Sun.
Yep. And then in 1881, during the First Boer War, the Battle of Majiba Hill took place.
Nice. Also, in 1819, King George I of Greece survives an assassination attempt.
I think that was 1898.
Well, 1898.
Yeah.
King George I of Greece survives an assassination attempt.
Dang. 2 years later, in 1900, football club Bayern München was founded.
Damn. Some football clubs.
Yep.
And they're fucking hooligans. Also, in 1900, the British Labour Party was founded.
Nice. Same date, same year, two different parties. And I think those are both British things. Football club
Yep.
Bayern München. Let me look this up. Because if these are both British, then the British were really busy today. Let's see here. Soccer team. Germany. Okay, never mind.
Oh,
Interesting.
okay.
Germany and the UK doing two things at the same time. Interesting. 1 year later, in 1901, Kotama Okada, Japanese religious leader, died. Okay. What the hell? What is this? Did you copy and paste something by accident?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm guessing that's when he dies.
No, he was born, because his death is 1974.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoever that guy is, he was born today. Okay, cool. In 1901. 1902, we have... Oh. Okay, what the hell? Okay, looks like you got some births in there.
No, not really, because I got that from the same thing events.
Well,
Calendar.
these look like births. So, anyway, moving on up to 1902, during the Second Boer War, Australian soldiers Harry Breaker Morant and Peter Hancock were executed in Pretoria after having been convicted of war crimes.
Damn. Also in 1916, ocean liner SS Majola struck a mine near Dover and sunk, causing 155 deaths. Oh, that's not good.
Dang, not good.
Hit a mine.
The Majola. That sounds like a cry. Majola, great googly moogly. I don't know. Jumping on to 1921, the International Working Union of Socialist Parties was founded in Vienna, which I believe is in Austria.
Yep, that sounds, fishy, that name.
Sounds
I smell
sounds like a little bit of a mustache thing going on, like
I smell a Nazi.
I smell a failed painter.
Oh, man, he actually could paint pretty good.
Yeah, I don't know why he was rejected, dude. Like,
also in 1922, a challenge to the 19th Amendment to the United States Constitution allowing women the right to vote was rebuffed by the Supreme Court of the United States in Hudson versus Garnett.
nice.
That's good.
So yeah, suffrage, votes. They live here. They get to have a say. That's how it works. It's how it's supposed to work, Jumping on up to 1933, which is 11 years later, Germany's parliament building in Berlin, the Reichstag, was set on fire. Marnus van der Lubbe, a young Dutch communist, claimed responsibility. What a name, van der Lubbe.
Van der Lubbe.
Van der Lubbe.
Also, 1939, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in NLRB versus Fan Steel Metallurgical Corp that the Nation Labor Relations Board has no authority to force an employee to rehire workers who engage in sit-down strikes. Wow.
The NLRB is the National Labor Relations Board. So yeah. Yeah, so and that makes sense. I mean, like, if somebody has a strike or something, I mean, don't rehire them. Duh. 365 days later, in the year 1940, Martin Kamen and Sam Rubin discovered carbon-14. Nice.
Yep. Also, oh shit. Come on, phone. In 1943, the Smith Mine X3 in Bear Creek, Montana exploded, causing... I didn't have my mic in my hand. I'm gonna go back and reread it.
Alright.
In 1943, the Smith Mine X3 in Bear Creek, Montana exploded, causing the deaths of 74 men.
Jeez.
That's horrible.
Also in 1943, in Berlin, the Gestapo arrested 1,800 Jewish men with German wives, which led to their Rosenstrasse protest.
Damn. Also in 1951, the 22nd Amendment to the United States Constitution was ratified, limiting presidents to 2 terms.
Yeah, all thanks to FDR, who served for 4 terms. Like, that guy was going to be the emperor. Like, he was doing so good, 10 years later, in 1961, the first Congress of the Spanish Trade Union Organization was inaugurated. Nice.
Indeed. You can do this one? Because I got it from my charger.
Alright. 1 year later, in 1962, 2 dissident Republic of Vietnam Air Force pilots bombed the Independence Palace in Saigon in a failed attempt to assassinate South Vietnam President Ngo Dinh Diem. How many times have we talked about this man? How many times have people tried to kill this man? This poor man.
How many times we had to dodge death?
I know, right?
Also, in 1963, the Dominican Republic received its first democratically elected president, Juan Bosque, since the end of the dictatorship led by Rafael Trujillo.
Trujillo. Yeah. Yeah, double L's is yeah. Makes a yeah sound.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 1 year later, in 1964, the government of Italy asked for help to keep the Leaning Tower of Pisa from toppling over. Push!
Also in that's wrong. Also in 1971, doctors in the first Dutch abortion clinic, the Mildredhuis in Arnhem, started performing artificially induced abortions.
I think that might be involving drugs or something. Like, what is an artificially induced abortion? Induced abortion is the termination of a pregnancy by artificial means. Governments can... Okay, this is not telling me what that is. It's just a law. What is artificially induced abortions? Okay, it's telling me the same thing. Alright. 2 years later, in 1973, the American Indian movement occupied Wounded Knee in protest of the federal government. Good, although they should have been called the American Natives Movement, not Indian.
Different time, different,
Not that
different
far
people.
away. What, 60 years ago? 61? 60... something, I don't know. Welcome, Muffin. Mr. Long, do you want to take 76 here?
Sure. In 1976, the formerly Spanish territory of Western Sahara under the auspices of the Polisario Front declared independence from the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic.
Yeah, they declared independence as the Sahrawi Arab Democratic Republic. So,
okay.
Yeah. Jumping on up to 1988, the Armenian community in Sumgait, Azerbaijan, was targeted in a violent pogrom. What is a pogrom? Let me read this. Pogrom is an organized massacre of a particular ethnic group, in particular that of Jewish people in Russia or Eastern Europe. Alright. So I guess it happens so often they had to make a whole word for it.
Hi.
Hey, welcome. You want to take 1991?
Sure.
Alright.
During the Gulf War, U.S. President George H.W. Bush announced that Kuwait is liberated.
What was liberated?
Kuwait.
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 You what?
No. The Kuwait yard drives from Star Wars. Remember?
Yeah.
2002, a Muslim mob torched a train returning from Ayodhya, murdering 59 Hindu pilgrims. Oh, that's just rude. Leave the Hindus alone.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Oh.
Also, in 2004, a bombing in the super ferry by Abu Safari in the Philippines, worst a terrorist attack caused the deaths of 116 people.
Jeez.
I was reading the wrong part there for a second.
You take the next 2004 here.
Okay. So Shuko Asahara, the leader of the Japanese doomsday cult Shinrikyo, I think. I could be wrong with that shit, but anyways, was sentenced to death from masterminding the 1995 Tokyo subway sarin attack.
The sarin gas attack.
Yeah, sarin is a gas. It's a very poisonous gas. Sarin is a human-made chemical warfare agent classified as a nerve agent. Nerve agents are the most toxic and rapidly acting of the known chemical warfare agents. So this motherfucker did a war crime.
Yeah, he's a cult leader.
Yeah.
He was fucking legally blind too, and they was following him like fucking bats, like idiots.
Dang. Well, that's what cultists do. 4 years later, in 2007, the Shanghai Stock Exchange fell 9%, the largest of such events in the past decade, following speculation about a crackdown on illegal share offerings and trading, with fears about accelerating inflation in the air. Sounds familiar?
Sure is. Lunk?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
You want to do one? You want to do this one? You can.
Doesn't matter. So, oh god, this is gonna be bad.
I'll do it if you don't. If you want.
No. He took it. He needs it. He made this bed, so he needs to sleep in it.
Gemma Islam. Yeah. Islam Aya?
Yeah.
I know, I'm already freaking picturing the
Islamia.
hell out of that. Islamia, whatever. Gemma Islamia, terrorist mass seal Matt Castra, whatever the name is, escaped from detention center in Singapore and hit in Johor, Malaysia, Johor, whatever the name is, Malaysia, until his recapture over a year later.
Dang.
Escaped and recaptured. And good old 2010.
Mr. Lunk's turn.
Yes, sir.
Yes, it is. I'll take 2010. And in 2010, the earthquake measuring 8.8 on the magnitude scale struck central parts of Chile, causing the deaths of 500 people and thousands more injured. And the tsunami it caused struck Hawaii shortly after.
Dang.
Holy shit.
God.
3 years later, a shooting took place at a factory in Mindanao, Switzerland, seeing 4 murdered and the perpetuated suicide with an additional 5 injuries. So a total of 5 deaths, 5 wounded.
Yeah. 2015, the last one on here before the burst was a Russian politician, Boris Jesus, I can't speak today. Nemtsov was assassinated in Moscow while out walking with his girlfriend.
Dang.
That's kind of scary.
Can't even be with your honey anymore these days. Getting out there, getting assassinated.
Yeah.
So before we get into bursts and deaths, as per usual, any articles intrigue you?
Not really, not this time. Like last time.
I thought the earthquake was pretty intriguing. The one in Chile.
Yeah, that was. I'm gonna have to say the current flag of Japan. You know, it was adopted in 1870, so they've had the same flag for 152 years.
For centuries.
Yeah, well, 152 years.
So it's a century and a half.
Yeah. Jumping up into the bursts. We have the year 272. We have Constantine the Great. He was a Roman emperor. Lunk, you take this, and then Muffin can have the third one.
Okay.
Sure. In 1689, Pietro Ginocchi.
What was he?
Italian composer, director, historian, and geographer.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, so Jean Du de Raymond.
John D. Dio Raymond.
Don't help him. I enjoy his struggles. It's satiating to me. Feed me your pain.
I'm just still going to say Kooky on this one. D. Kooky D. Boscaline?
Yes.
Boiscaline? Whatever. French, Cardinal. What the fuck?
A cardinal.
It's always just French names always screw me up.
I know. 1779, we have Thomas Hazelhurst, an English businessman who founded Hazelhurst and Sons.
Damn.
Punk?
Yes. Also, in 1881, Sivan Bjornsson, Danish Icelandic lawyer and politician who was the first president of Iceland.
Nice.
Then 1891, David Sharnoff, whatever his name is, weird ass name.
Sharnoff.
Yeah, U.S. businessman who founded the RCA.
The RCA Corporation was a major U.S. electronics company which was founded as the Radio Corporation of America, RCA, in 1919. It was initially a patent trust owned by General Electric, Westinghouse, AT&T Corporation, and United Fruit Company.
Asshole.
Interesting. Yeah, all of those are assholes.
What? Oh yeah, I was talking about Westinghouse.
Oh yeah, well Westinghouse is an asshole. Well, remember the United Fruit Company, remember the banana revolt?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was against the United Fruit Company, which today is dull. It's still around. The major fruit brands, it's the exact same companies as from antiquity. They just rebranded and people forgot. Kind of like how Facebook's doing with Meta. 1899, we have Charles Herbert Best, a U.S.-Canadian psychologist and biochemist who co-discovered insulin.
Nice.
Yeah.
Many people with diabetes.
Well, debt of gratitude to this man. In 1902, we have Lucio Costa, a French-Brazilian architect and engineer who designed the Gustavo Campana Palace. Or Capanema.
Interesting.
Let me see what this looks like here. Images. It's just a building. Okay.
Anyways, in 1902, we got a good old John Steinbeck. He was journalist and author. Steinbeck. Steinbeck, yeah. Those last names you never know.
Yeah, well, you
which
should
way
know
are-
it's John Steinbeck. That's a pretty known
Yeah,
name.
it is.
Loki there?
Yes. Oh, it was time back. Talking about the pianos?
No, the
Oh,
author.
never mind. Okay. In 1910, we have Kelly Johnson, U.S. engineer who co-founded Skunk Works.
Yeah, Skunkworks is somewhat household name. But no, Skunkworks is the official pseudonym for Lockheed Martin's Advanced Development Programs, formerly called Lockheed Advanced Development Projects. It is responsible for a number of aircraft designs, beginning with the P-38 Lightning in 1939 and the P-80 Shooting Star in 1943. So, it's like a code name.
Yo, I reserved 1963.
Okay. 1928, we have Rene Klemendik, Austrian composer, record player, harpsichordist, conductor, and elvaccord player. Interesting.
Also in 1934, we have Ralph Nader, U.S. lawyer, politician, and activist.
Interesting.
I've heard that name before.
Ralph Nader.
Ralph Nader. I'm gonna have to talk to my dad because he would probably know who this is.
Anyways, in 1956, we got Mina Kush or Kamel, Afghan activist who founded the revolutionary assassination of the woman of Afghanistan.
Yeah. And in 1963, we have Nasty Suicide.
Finnish
musician and pharmacist.
Huh.
What a fucking name.
That's an odd combination, a musician and a pharmacist. Does he make songs about prescribing pills or something, filling out prescriptions? I filled the
Or
bottle
dying.
with Ambien. Bada. Anyway, his real name is Jan Marcus Stenfors.
Good. I was laughing when I read the name. I went ahead and read names.
Yeah.
Nasty Suicide.
Nasty suicide. Well, isn't every suicide nasty? Well, I guess, some are cleaner than others, so I guess, I don't know.
Yeah.
Moving up to 1981, we have Josh Groban, U.S. singer-songwriter, producer, and actor. You raise me up so I can stand on mountains.
Interesting. So, oh Lord. Oh God.
Feed me with your
anyways,
anguish.
15 years later, Chip Fawn. I can't even pronounce that name right there. It's
Try
just
it. Just word it out.
Lee Che Ya. Oh God. Yeah. Poor cow. Oh Jesus.
Lee
I think this is
Young
the right idea.
Porkel.
Oh God.
Porn.
Porn.
They literally have porn in their name.
Porn. Anyways, Thai singer and dancer. Thailand, I think, if I'm correct.
I'm just reading this name. It's like, yeah, porn K, lol.
Such a freaking odd name to have, but alright.
Feel sorry for them. Moving on up to the deaths in 640, we have Pepin of Landin, a Frankish lord.
In 956, we have Theo Palak, the
And
Mysian Patriarch of Constantinople.
Ecumenial, which, let's see what that even means. Representing a number of different Christian churches. So he's like the patriarch of a number of different Christian churches of Constantinople. Interesting.
so in 1699, some of my favorite number. Anyways, Charles Poulet, first Duke of Bolton, English politician who was a lower lieutenant of Hampshire.
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 Hemisphere?
Hemisphere.
He was a Lord Lieutenant of half the world? Wow.
Yes, sir.
In 1892, we have Louis Vuitton, French fashion designer and businessman who founded Louis Vuitton.
Interesting.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Also, in 1937, Emily Marburn Morgan, U.S. saint who founded the Society of the Companions of the Holy Cross.
Cool.
Oh, God. Let me hear what that name
Dude,
again.
I don't know why you're just like so unlucky. Like I honest to God, I didn't plan this out. It's just you're just getting the shit names, dude. Like I did not do this intentionally. Like I couldn't do it this good if I tried. Like this is just awesome.
Dude, this is bad.
Oh, Avatar 2003.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm going to try to twist my leg for this one. Anyways, 1956, Ganesh Vasudev Mava Lankar.
Yeah.
Anyways, I
Correct.
hope that's similar enough. Anyways, a Indian lawyer and politician. He was the first speaker of the Lok Sabha.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2002, we have Spike Milligan, an Irish soldier, actor, comedian, and author.
And in 2003, we have Mr. Fred Rogers, also known as Mr. Rogers. Those U.S. Minister and television host.
Would you like to
fine.
be
Okay.
my neighbor?
So, 5 years later, William F. Buckley Jr., U.S. author and journalist who founded the National Review.
Also in 2008, we have Ivan Rebrov, a German vocalist of Russian descent with 4.5 octave range. I don't know what that means, but that sounds good. So.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good range. Also, 2015, we have Boris Nemtsov, Russian academic and politician who was the first deputy prime minister of Russia.
Nice.
And the last one for the death today, ladies and gentlemen, is 2015. Leonard Nimoy, U.S. actor known as Spock in the Star Trek.
Yep. Live long and prosper, Leonard Nimoy.
Nimoy. Yeah, okay.
Nimoy. Can anyone else do this with their hand? Can anybody do the Vulcan?
I can't. No.
I can do a double Vulcan, kind of.
I can do half.
Hold up.
Anyway, that concludes the show. Once again, check the underbar for any links you may be interested in. For your dose of Fast Events Daily, we stream every day. It's been getting later and later because somebody I know got me into Adventure Quest 3D, and I've just been kind of powering out on that. Oh, look at you. We're all doing that.
I can't even do it.
By the way, do you know how to do a Ninja Turtle handshake?
Oh, no.
Okay, what you do is you do this, you get somebody else to do that, and then what you do is you go in there like that, and then you shake. So that way, it's like Ninja Turtles, you have, 2 fingers, to the thumb. I don't know. What else is in the underbar, Mr. Lunk?
So, also, Sohin TV on Twitch.
Yes, check him out. He streams randomly. Anyway, for all of you and all of us, I am A.O. Xander.
I'm the Muffin Man.
I'm Lunk.
And you are you. Until next time, don't forget to look right and left at every intersection, rate 5 thumbs, and subscribe. Toodles! Let's go, Brandon.
Let's go, Brandon.